What if I tell you that this is the one video you have to watch in order to remove all the fear that you have inside of yourself and restore your heart and your soul with faith, belief, and gratitude? Alright, Assalamu Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, everybody. I'm Sayyida Khairanisa, and on this corner at the internet, we talk about Islam, self-love, and self-improvement. And at the same time, I upload content on Instagram daily, so you get insights into my daily life and another creative side of me, advocating love for yourself, your relationship with Allah as a priority, and self-improvement, and inshallah, much, much more, which you do get to watch on my Instagram. So go ahead and follow me on there. When I tell you guys, this is coming right out of my heart. All right, you guys. So first of all, I want you to understand the purpose of removing fear from your heart and why is it important to remove fear from your heart and replace it with faith instead. Okay, because some of us, we live in the state of worry, fear, and we think that that's the real natural state for us to live in, that is supposed to be constant. And we're also told by our people that if you don't have something to look forward to or worry about, or you don't have someone putting pressure on you, how can you get things done? But sometimes that turns into worry, and sometimes the way people put pressure on others is in a way that it is harmful, it is unpleasant, it is inhuman, and that can cause fear in an individual. Allah has said in the Quran, most importantly, fear not, I am with you, I'm watching and listening. And this verse of the Quran is so close to my heart because I was born as a sensitive child in the family, but I always had to come across a strong, fearless person in order to appear to the world as such as well. But I realized that as human, I am born with a state of dependency. I do have fear inside of me. And whilst all of that is the case, I have to have something in my body, an opposite force against the fear that I have. Because as a sensitive person, I used to worry, I used to panic a lot. In order for me to remove this fear permanently, there is only one thing I can do, and that is supposedly being delusional. Now, what do I mean by that? A lot of the people, especially a lot of the atheists, a lot of disbelievers, they say that belief is delusional. Astaghfirullah, it's lame as what they say. But what if your delusion always saves you? Is it even a delusion? Astaghfirullah. It's a delusion for atheists. Believe that Allah will save me, Allah has got me, Allah has supported me, because truly, you need to believe that God is sensitive about you. Allah is sensitive about me. He's protecting me at all costs. And if I wake up every single day wanting to do good for the humanity, wanting to please Allah, knowing I'm a sinner, knowing I sin day and night, knowing I'm not perfect, but your goal is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that is it, then all of this fear, the worry, the what will people say, the pressure will blur out, because you have a bigger purpose to live for, which is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is to live for Him and to please Him, because you know the moment you leave this world, all these people you're worrying about, what will they say, what will they do, oh my God, they're doing so much to me, they're harming me so much, they will forget about you. And you best believe in this dunya or the akhirah, they will get the consequences of what they're doing, because people do not talk about this enough, but we have kafara in Islam. If a person commits a sin in a way which is harmful to others, they will get that back at the time when it is prescribed for them, when Allah has decided. So for me, every single time I was sort of ingrained or overwhelmed with the sense of fear, and whenever I felt like, okay, there's no way out, maybe I just feel trapped and stuck in a loop, or I just feel afraid, I had to remove that. And even though I didn't feel anything inside of me to go ahead and believe that I am divinely protected, I did. And that's what I kept telling myself, because Allah is protecting us. He's the best protector, excellent protector, Al-Mu'min. Allah is, which means one of His names it is, which means He's an excellent protector. Hasbi Allahu wa ni'mal wakil means Allah alone is sufficient for us, and He's the best disposer of all affairs. Do you realize the power of this verse, of this dua, you guys? This makes us understand that we do not need anybody except for Allah. primarily as an individual. Right? Maybe, yes, in order for us to sustain, we need connections, we need relationships, we need a job, we need this, we need that. But all of these things are not what we need. These are just the zaria of us sustaining. But in the end of the day, if Allah wills you have all of these things, if Allah does not will, you don't have these things. It's Allah that grants you all of these things. Allah is the one you're supposed to be attached to, not human beings. Because what do you think is in their hands when their creator has decided something? It is also said that if Allah wants something to happen, no matter how many people gather up to stop it, Allah will make it happen. But if Allah does not want something to happen, even if the world tries to make it happen, it will not happen. That's how strong your faith should be. Your faith should be so strong that all of these worldly things or people that are trying to instill fear in you should not matter to you. It should be blurred to you. It should be nothing. You should pity them. You should pity the people that have a superiority complex or a ego or threat from the world in general, that they are trying to make you afraid. Why is it that no healthy person tries to make another human being afraid? No mentally healthy person does that. So it's always a threatened satanic person that tries to sort of terrorize other people or tries to inflict a fear on other people. But it is on you whether you want to be afraid. The wizard list said this, that the only power your haters or bullies have over you is your fear of them. The moment you have nothing to fear of them, you want to do anything, start any rumors, say anything, create anything about me. When you have this mindset of, yes, go ahead, my Allah knows my reality, I don't care about you, do you really think that they will be like, oh yeah, now I'm gonna have fun exposing them? Even if they do try to do that, they'll have fun beefing with themselves because you're like, I don't want to deal with you. You're not the kind of creature I want to deal with as long as I'm here on this life, because I get to do this once, this whole dunya, the test. I want to do it well. I get to benefit and help out Allah's creation once, and I will do it in the best way possible. I will not let a clown, or I will not let a hater, I will not let a low-life person influence what I do and what I do not. I will focus on my higher purpose, and whatever you do, you need to understand, as long as you're not hurting others, you are protected by Allah. That is something you need to believe, because I promise you, wallahi, that the moment I believed and started realizing God is protecting me in every way, I am divinely protected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah started showing me that even more clearly. And what has Allah said in the Quran? If you're grateful, I will give you more, subhanallah. So I started looking for how Allah kept protecting me throughout in my life from things that were big or small, and then I started focusing on those things, and they kept expanding. Like this one time I was sitting across a street, and there was a man sitting on the other end of the street, and he was staring at me constantly. And then he got up, he was drunk, and he tried coming towards me. A bike came and it hit him, and he fell facing the other side of the road. And when he got up, he even forgot that he was coming towards me, and he started walking straight towards the road. But then when he got up from the other end of the road, looking at me, and he was coming towards my side, immediately after the bike hit him, he went away on the other side. And I realized, and I told everybody, that Allah was the one that protected me, because indeed Allah is the one that protects us. There was a time when I was shivering with fear. I was shivering. My body was not in the calm state. And then I started reciting Hasbi Allahu wa ni'mal wakeel, Hasbi Allahu wa ni'mal wakeel, and Allah sent me help and protection in a way that I didn't even imagine in the moment. So you don't have to completely see how things are going to unfold themselves. You don't have to see how Allah's miracle is going to unfold itself, because it is very, very unfair that as a human you try to predict how it's all going to turn out and how the math is going to math. All you have to do is believe that no matter what happens, even if somebody tries to take something away from me, even if somebody tries to scare me, somebody tries to sort of wrong me, God has got me. God is sensitive about me. He protects me because He knows I am somebody that wants to fulfill what He has sent me with is a purpose. I'm not somebody that wants to harm others. I focus on myself. And God rewards those people. God rewards you for your suffering. God rewards you for everything you went through. God rewards you for choosing love and faith even after having gone through all of those things. Subhanallah. What was the biggest mistake of shaitan? He believed that because he did ibadah for years, he felt himself superior to human beings. He felt himself superior, astaghfirullah, to Allah's command. And he is where he is now, for the hell. And of course, bhatakta hua shaitan, like bhatakra, like he's just hanging in there, trying to distract Allah's creation. What lanat has he got? We're not bigger than God's plan. We're not better than his plan. We're not better than what he decides for us. He knows the best for us. He knows us more than we know ourselves. Isn't that relieving? I was reading a book called How to Stop Worrying by Dale Carnegie. And Dale Carnegie, mind you, he is a Christian. And he mentioned a chapter in the Quran where he spent a few days in the Arabian land. I guess that's what the chapter was, in the Arab countries. And he said that every single time I interacted with Muslims, like believing Muslims, Arabs, I saw that they were the most fearless people. They were never worried about anything. And this man, by the way, I guess, and I think that before this book of his, he already had many books that were selling to their best. And I want to say, in a sense, that he did not have anything. He did not have, supposedly, dunya se, from humans, anything to benefit with when it comes to mentioning that chapter, except that it is the truth that he shared with us. Subhanallah. So he shared that every single time he would ever have to deal with Arabs, talk to them, they were never afraid of anything, like even if he would hang out with them. Because we Muslims, he mentioned, believe that Allah has created us and our actions. So whatever happens, happens by the will of Allah. Even a leaf does not move without the permission of Allah. Allah says, be and it is. Kun fayakun. Right? When you understand that, you understand, and he said that everything the Muslims said, that it was, they said fiha khair, they said it is by the wish of Allah, they said hasbi Allah wa ni'mal wakil, they said it is kismat, destiny, everything that would happen. Neither would they get too excited. They would have a sense of calm and peace. And what do we long for as human beings? We want to feel protected. We want to feel safe. And when you seek that protection in Allah, I kid you not, you will get that protection. I personally, firsthand, have had so many experiences where Allah protected me. I was not able to see how I was going to be protected or saved from the situation, but Allah saved me. And I believe Allah is sensitive about me, because He is. He rewards people who fulfill their purpose. He rewards the people that want to grow. He rewards the people that suffered but still chose love. And what is this dunya after all? It is a test. We believe that it is a test about how much a person is able to cover up. Indeed, it is a test about how much a woman is able to cover up, how much a man is able to lower his gaze. That is absolutely true. But beyond that as well, there is things like these. After a person suffered, what they chose to do. After a person went through hell, what did they choose, love or hate? In times of hardship, what did a person do? Did they give up? Did they lose faith? In times of power, how did a person utilize it? When the person was blessed with wealth or power, how did they utilize it? Where did they spend it? That's what my Allah sees. He does not like oppressors. My Allah loves us for being strong, for being believing, and our strength only comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. My strength comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. My belief, my faith, my strength, my confidence, my courage. Anybody of you that think, where does she get her confidence or courage from? It comes from Allah. I ask Him for it. And if you wanted to, ask Him for it. And I kid you not, people ask others, how did you get that confidence? And I appreciate the ones that do ask me that. And I appreciate how people ask each other advices. How about you ask the creator of everything that is in existence for something that's not at all a big deal for Him to give you? Courage. He will grant you it. But I want you to understand that whenever you start fulfilling your purpose, stress, worry should nowhere be a part of the picture. Because what about, like, do you see people like the policemen or soldiers? Do you think that they are afraid? They're always at the risk of being shot or being hurt or being whatever. But do you think they care? Because they are at a job. They signed up for it. They're at the risk of everything that we can think of, but then they still do their job. When you know that you have a job here, you have a test to give here, and this is not your permanent home even, then that's it. Khalas. All these worries, they will strike you for some time. It's human nature to get worried sometimes, but they will not catch you for a long time. They will not linger onto your mind for a really long time. Because you know that this is not it. These humans that are spreading rumors, making assumptions about me, that ain't it. That's not my reality. Sorry about the background noise, you guys, but I want you guys to understand this. Yes, we do feel afraid, but what is it? For how long? No. It will all end. This world will end. How do you want to be living? I promise you, wallahi, every single person experiences fear. Every single one of us. Someone experiences it more than the other, but we do experience it. It's a very natural emotion. What do people who are brave and courageous do then that makes them different or stand out? It is simply the fact that they choose to still act courageous. They still choose to believe that even if I feel like everything is not in my favor right now, Allah has got me, and everything will turn out in a way that my Allah knows best, that will work the best in my favor. Inshallah ta'ala. Alright, you guys, Jazakallah khair for watching this video. That's what I wanted to share with you guys, and I hope this benefited you. If it did, do hit the like button, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more such videos in the future, inshallah. And take care. Keep me in your du'as, and I will keep you guys in my du'as, inshallah. Allah Hafiz, fi aman Allah.